Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning on this. I got the sound up here? Yeah, okay, we got sound. Good morning on this 06.23.2023. Current time is 05:33 a.m. Eastern Time here in upstate New York, the southern tier of upstate New York, where I live and reside. And this is the Friday morning coffee 06.23.2023 at Twitch broadcast. And I am your host, Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich here on the Twitch, at Fireman Rich over there on Twitter. And yes, it's almost an early start. We got started at about 5:30 here? We've been up for about 45 minutes. We got up about quarter of our normal time, even though I should be sleeping in here. I was up late last night with late night parenting. I found myself after everybody went to bed, I'm staying up. I didn't even have a nap yesterday. I did not even have a nap, and what is it? If I would have laid parallel on the couch, I probably would have been out on the first commercial. But got done having a good dinner last night with family, and was piddling around here at the computer desk. The missus went to bed, so I ended up transitioning out into the living room to watch some TV. I thought there was a Canadian football game on. I was going to watch it. It was on last Thursday on this one channel, but couldn't find it. I was scrolling through, and then I came across one of my favorite things that I love to watch on TV is about history, and especially World War II history. It was from a different perspective on this the Smithsonian channel. I was watching that. They had some footage of going way back that I'd never even seen. It was all color, 8mm original color film. They even had a film of the Army-Navy football game just before the attack on Pearl Harbor, and the guy's holding up his tickets. Color was a little grainy, but it's like it just painted a great picture. But then right after that, our good friend Ted Hicks from Late Night Parenting, he was on last night with Tony D. And so I said, oh, what the heck, I'm up, I might as well go over. I'd alerted on my phone, so I ended up I'm just putting some plugs in here to make sure my Surface 3 and iPad mini has some power here as far as firing them up. But Ted Hicks, very good, better than very good, an outstanding broadcaster. Yo, Tim Fan 43 is in the chat here on Twitch for the morning coffee broadcast there. And Ted Hicks last night, he has a broadcast that he has it posted up on his Twitter feed at Real Ted Hicks. And I was just gonna be in the chat and take in because it's an hour long. He sticks right to his hour just about. He went a little over last night, but that was because of me and Tony. Tony D, another good broadcaster. I always like popping the cards here as far as we're talking about broadcasting in general and some other subjects that was going on. One thing that the title is What Went Wrong, hashtag What Went Wrong was his title, and he's basically covered a little bit as far as the tragedy that happened yesterday. While it became apparent over the last couple of days that it is a tragic event, that you had 5 individuals that were in a mini observation 12,000 feet under the ocean. They were off the wreckage of the Titanic, and something happened as far as that goes. I guess they had a 3:00 press conference, but it's a tragedy, as far as especially when you think they're still alive. I guess over the last since Sunday when it became missing, they had 40 some hours of breathable air as far as that goes. So I still think of the original question: when we find them, how are you going to rescue them? They can make provisions, but we're talking about that on Ted's show. Ted wanted to lead with that and stuff, and it's just tragic as far as that. And I think there was a father-son super good. Well, I'm not going to say if it's stupid or good. You know, people are going to do what they want to do, but you figure when this high tech, you know, it's been done many times. Cameron, who's it? The director of Titanic.
James Cameron.
Who was that?
James Cameron.
James Cameron. He, I saw a little bit. He's been interviewed and stuff like that. He's an expert. I take it he's an expert. He actually builds these vessels. I mean, the vessels he used, and he's dove in these mini submarines hundreds of times almost, I guess, is a count. So, you know, you think it's commonplace. It's just like space travel. You see a bunch of rockets go up. Oh, geez, that's simple and stuff. And then one blows up. It's like, it's tragic. It is tragic. So it's a little bit of shock because I don't think the world's ever had something like this. But the people that want to go down there, I don't know if I'd want to go down there. That's sort of a, but that's just, I don't want to, you know, it's just a tragic event. That's the bottom line. You know, you could say it, you know, say whatever you want to say about it, but it is tragedy when you have 5 loss of lives. And the thing was, it's, yeah, not me either. Yeah. It's just, you're gonna have people that, you know, we talked about this again on Ted's show last night, that, I didn't really want to go in depth to because to me it's just bottom line tragic. It doesn't matter what I think, what happened and stuff like that. The experts are going to figure that out. But James Cameron, he was explaining how, you know, in this day, you know, he's been down there. But this isn't easy stuff, this building these subs and stuff like that. And you figure this was the latest and greatest to be able to go down there. They've been down there before. But something mechanically had to happen. And there was another interview of a retired Navy captain that was very, you know, these are the experts you got to listen to. I'm not listening to the opinion of the frickin' news, the garbage crap media and stuff. These are the people, and they're on YouTube as far as that goes, to get the down and dirty and stuff. That the one little nut, all it takes is one little nut that's just cracked back just a tad. Once you reach a certain depth, the pressures that are on you at that depth are tremendous. I know from experience, being an open water diver, and you're only supposed to go 30 feet. There's one time we went down to 60 feet. And you have a certain amount of bottom time when you're a diver because you don't have the protection of a submarine. Because we went down to 60 feet, and that is eerie. I mean, even 10 feet when you're in scuba, it's underwater when you're breathing. It's eerie, and it's also fascinating at the same time. But when you go down 30 feet, oh, okay, yeah, you feel, you know, it's you're like you're. You think they got, well, I that's what I'm saying, Tim. I don't want to make any off the cuff comments, okay, with just respect to the people that passed, as far as that goes. It doesn't bring anything to the table as far as that go. It wasn't it. Well, that's the thing. If you don't know for sure, I don't think anybody should make any comments at all. You have your opinion and stuff like that. No, it's a dangerous thing when you're down that low, and it could take one little thing. All it takes is one little thing. As far as that goes, to speculate is not. I don't think is proper. I guess, just to say it real simple. But the Navy captain said that one little thing, and I've seen this on the fire ground. As far as, you know, you got all your equipment. One little thing could screw everything up. And so I think we should all wait for the final, you know, what they conclude, the experts. And there are experts on this, as far as when you hear them talk about it. That, you know, James Cameron, you figure, oh, he's the director of Titanic, and was it? I got the thing up here. What is it? Avatar, the Avatar movies. You know, you figure he's just a director. No, he's an expert because he's actually built these things. He's got an engineering background of some sorts. Salute, Tony. Salute. Hashtag positive start to the day. And good morning to the missus. Yeah, okay. She's out there in the living room. Tim Fan, true, but they should have had a lot of different ways. Well, I don't know. I'm not an expert. I have no idea what they do. Good morning, Double J. Sad way to go. Yeah, sad way. Yeah, and that's the bottom line. It's just tragedy. So that's all. And I didn't really want to get into. I've actually gone into more detail because it is it's happened. It's done. You know, your opinion, anybody's opinion, including mine, doesn't mean squat because there's family members that have lost family members, and that's the tragedy of it as far as that goes. So. But we started off with that on Ted's broadcast last night, and I was just he invited me up, and I felt real honored. In the same way I'm honored when I'm on Tony D's when he invites me up on his broadcast. It's always a special treat being amongst great broadcasters, in my opinion. I can throw that opinion out there. They are great broadcasters. Oh, by the way, I do have the morning coffee. I'm taking it. This is Death Wish coffee because I have my Death Wish coffee of Valhalla Java, but this is the Death Wish. I don't have full disclosure. No association with Death Wish coffee. I'm just a consumer. A very satisfied consumer. This is a New York State product, as far as that goes, and let's see, Double J, yeah, no shortage of. I think you mean. Let's see, yeah, that's next to the of armchair. Yeah, we're always going to have those armchair experts. Double J's, yeah, they're out there as far as that goes. That's why I just leave. And if you're going to talk about it, talk about what the experts are saying and stuff like that, and reference your thing. Just talking off the cuff. Yeah, everybody has an opinion and stuff like that. And should they've gone down there, that's, I'm not going down there. That's for sure. I've been down 30 to 60 feet in scuba gear, and that was fun back in the day. But would I do it now? No. I'd be playing around, going after the wave, and then when the wave come back, run up on the beach and stuff like that. I'm not getting no ocean. There's sharks out there. I never saw a shark. I've seen some eels, manta rays, and a whole host of other fish and stuff like that when I did some scuba when I was over there at Wallace Air Station, as far as that goes. But we were drinking Death Wish coffee, and it's good. Is it Death Wish? Yeah, okay. It's confirmed. It is Death Wish. I figure this coffee cup was out. This is a Death Wish coffee. So if we do have it.
$3 a pound coffee and you wouldn't know.
What's that?
That could be $3 a pound coffee and you wouldn't know.
Well, what did we have yesterday? We had something from IHOP coffee that was pretty tasty. I knew it was a black Death Wish. The other brand I got to try is maybe next week I'll buy some. I go to the Walmart or something like that. There's Black Rifle, as far as that goes. And so we have a full. Let's see, we got Tim Fan, we got Tony D, and we got Double J's in the chat for those people that are watching this on the replay. That I'll probably more than likely repurpose over there on Rumble and YouTube, as far as that goes. And that's another thing we were talking about last night, broadcasting and stuff. The cross feeds between broadcasters and stuff, because I really respect the views of Tony and Ted as broadcasters and stuff like that. They known them for a couple of years now. I think it's a couple of years. I've known them since HAPS and stuff. So it's always a pleasure, and it's really a treat for me. And I always say this, to be on their broadcasts, and also some other fellow broadcasters. Actually, it's Tony. It's the Tony Rich Fireman Rich. There's a show for us, Tony. But we talked about that, and it's good to talk about it because we're sharing something with all you people out there, as far as that goes. Yeah, Tony, lots of laughs. Yeah, so last night was a rare treat. I don't know if I'm usually a replay. If a broadcast is on late and stuff like that, I usually watch the replay. And Ted Hicks, he repurposes his broadcasts over on his YouTube, and he uses Stitcher. Also, he repurposes over on Stitcher on his YouTube channel, but if you go to the live section, that's where you'll find it. And he tweeted it out last night. I retweeted it too. I caught that just before closing everything down after we got done with the broadcast. And because he's always giving me the acclimates and stuff, him and Tony both, and I appreciate that, guys. Tony and Ted. It's always it's always good to be able to be in a position to send that kindness back as far as that goes. It really means a lot and stuff as far as and it gives you, like this morning. I went to bed last night. It was like 11:45, so it's like 5 hours, 5.5 hours later. Here I'm broadcasting again, and I could have very well slept in, but no, that's one of the things mentioning last night on late night parenting. It's having that regular schedule and being consistent and having fun with it. That was my bottom line, was fun. And this is fun. It's always fun. If it wasn't fun, I mean, I have a chance to talk to some good people in the chat, and the people that watch us on the replay. And those are the little indicators that give you the warm and fuzzy feeling as a broadcaster. That's, hey, I like doing this. I'm not making any bank, money from it. Well, maybe Twitch throws a little bit of coin, stuff like that, but that's not even on the radar, really. It's just the fact of doing this and being able to sit up here and talk for a little bit and share as far as that goes, and hopefully not piss anybody off, I guess, as far as that goes. Let's see. Geez, talking intro like 20 minutes here and stuff. No, it's always good. It's always great to talk about Ted and Tony and stuff like that. And that's the other thing, you get to know what we're talking about last night. I know Tony, he's at the day job right now. He was at work before I was still sleeping when he's at work and stuff. And then like Ted, he hears on my replays, oh yeah, he's taking a train in, and he's taking that train going in back. Or no, he's not today. He's not, okay, today's Friday, so but he does take the train in from Long Island to New York City and stuff like that. And I can relate to that because I know what the subway is. I remember my grandma taking me on my first subway, and it was a token with the Y in it. And I think it cost, I think back then, this is like, we're talking probably right around mid 60s. I was like, God, what was I? Was like 8 or 9. And I still have a token, I think, somewhere in one of my keep boxes and stuff. As far as I might have, I think I still have it. But the subway cost, I think it was 15 cents or 20 cents. Now it's like several dollars, I imagine. They don't even get the coins anymore. You just use your phone or your credit card and stuff like that. So, but when he says that he's taking the train in and stuff, I know about it, and he says it's about the same, and it's not a really clean environment, you could say. There's a lot of people that they use that as their home and stuff like that, especially in the wintertime, because it's where the warmth is at, and it's not really a good place to be alone either. I know that as far as that goes. But let's see, currently here in the southern tier of upstate New York, we have 64 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 18 degrees Celsius. And as far as that goes, what we got here? What's the broadcast doing? The broadcast is doing pretty good. We got we got good continuity as far as that goes, so that's good. But 64 degrees. It's a little warm. This is the warmest morning I think we've had, so it feels slightly warm. It's not cool. We got the window in back. I got this one closed because I don't want the noise from the street out front here coming into the village. As far as that goes, then I'll open it up. But a warm start as far as here in the sun. And yesterday was great. Yesterday was good. We didn't get a walk in yesterday because what did we do yesterday morning? We got up. I did my the audio podcast over there on Spotify for podcasters, We went out to breakfast, but that's after we dropped the missus's car at our local garage there. The mechanic there, Russ, he took care of the missus's car. Had to have an inspection. I think she got an oil change or something. And then we went to breakfast. We went to breakfast at a cafe there in Owego, the River Rock. It's right there, sits right there on the Susquehanna River. Great breakfast. I always get the farmer's omelet because it's the same as a Western, but the farmer's omelet they have hash browns. What else is in there? But then I get this like once every other. I think the last time we were there was like a month ago or 2 months ago, and it's a good restaurant. And the missus, what she had? She had French toast with a side of scrambled eggs and some bacon and stuff. I had a side of sausage, and it's a good breakfast. So we didn't walk yesterday, and then we went out. We had to go to the hardware store to pick up. She wanted to get a few things, and then we stopped at a place of we're going to be in the works of putting down a new floor in the kitchen. As far as that goes, this place in here in Owego, New York, that they specialize on putting down carpeting and linoleum floor and stuff. And this linoleum floor, it's what do we calculate? It's probably about maybe 30, 40 years old. We've been here 27 years old. 27 years in this house, and since I've been out of the Air Force, we got out of the Air Force, and that floor has been there since we bought the place. And it's a good solid, but it's got nicks here, there, and we can't redo the whole thing, but we can put in a new linoleum flooring as far as that goes this summer and stuff like that. And that's going to be coming down this August, September and stuff like that, because at the store, the gentleman that was helping us was just looking at different selections, which we haven't selected yet. We got to go back because he said that they got a new group of different varieties of flooring that's coming in, and it's going to be linoleum and one piece across the whole kitchen floor. And but his crews they're working up at the college in Ithaca, New York, where I've seen these guys work firsthand and stuff. They do good work. Good contractors there, Tim. They're good guys that some of these guys where I worked at the day job, they would come in, and I think I wish I had a nickel for every square foot of carpeting and flooring they put down, because I'd be a rich man. A lot of flooring where I worked at. Let's see, but currently here in the southern tier of upstate New York, we have, like I said, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. We may be getting some rain. It looked like it was supposed to rain yesterday, but it's cloudy out there right now. Showers this morning. I don't see any showers on the thing. It looks like they're not going to be popping in until after 9. We might be able to get a walk in this morning after the broadcast. And becoming a steady rain during this afternoon, which we could use the rain. Thunder's possible. High around 75 degrees. 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds out of the southeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain, 80%. So we're going to be getting some sprinkles today, definitely. Sun rose this morning. It's stuck at 5:31 a.m., which is was it 30? About 26 minutes ago. 26 to 28 minutes ago, the sun rose. 5:31. And no, 26 minutes. 27 minutes, according to the big clock that's on the wall over here. Sun will be setting at 8:46 p.m. later today, and our world times and temperatures. I always pick up a pen because I like pointing at the iPad mini here. World times and temperatures starting in Honolulu, Hawaii. They got 3 minutes still of yesterday to get through before coming in today. But it's 11:57 yesterday in Honolulu currently. Partly cloudy, partly clear. 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Phoenix, Arizona. Clear skies at 2:57 a.m. this morning currently. 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Albuquerque, New Mexico at 3:57 a.m. 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Partly cloudy, partly clear. At 4:57 in Chicago, Illinois, is cloudy. 68 degrees Fahrenheit. In New York City, and my local time of 5:58 a.m., cloudy skies down in New York City, which is the same here. They're 4 degrees higher. They're at 68. Oh no, they're 64 degrees Fahrenheit too. Same temperature. We got the same temperature up here as down in New York City. Down in Warner Robins, Georgia, where Tony D is at, it's 68 degrees Fahrenheit, so a little bit warm this morning down his way. High of 86 today down in Warner Robins, Georgia. 67 for the low. Mostly cloudy down there as well. Across the pond in Cork, Ireland at 10:58 a.m. Cloudy skies, 64 degrees there also. Okay, we get that 64 from New York over to Ireland, Cork, Ireland. Milan, Italy at 11:58 a.m. Sunny skies, 88 degrees Fahrenheit. In New Delhi, India at 3:28 p.m. Cloudy skies in New Delhi and it's 97 degrees Fahrenheit. A little tad warm there. Down in Mumbai, India, where Double J's is at 3:29 p.m. 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And then thunderstorms we got thunderstorms in Kuala Lumpur. I don't like thunderstorms in Kuala Lumpur. I like the sunny days in Kuala Lumpur. At 5:59 p.m., it's 81 degrees in Kuala Lumpur. In Tokyo, Japan, at 6:59 p.m. in the evening, currently it's cloudy skies, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. And down in Melbourne, Australia, 7:59 p.m., 52 degrees Fahrenheit, where it's cloudy, partly clear. And in Sydney, it's clear skies at 7:59 and 57 degrees Fahrenheit. And those are our world times and temperatures as we speak. And our thought for the day comes from an individual, first time quote from this individual, a writer that immigrated here to the United States from Russia. Ayn Rand. Ayn. I think I'm pronouncing it. I put it in the Google Translator to hear what it sounded like. A-Y-N. Rand. Last name. R-A-N-D. But that's a pen name. The individual's real name was Allison O'Connor, better known by her pen name of Ayn Rand, was a Russian-born American writer and philosopher. She is known for her fiction and development of philosophical system she named Ejectivism. Well, that's interesting. Born and educated in Russia, she immigrated here. She moved to the United States back in 1926. She was born in St. Petersburg, Russia, and she passed away back in 1982 down in New York City, where she lived. And Ayn Rand. I'm looking at some of the. She's an author. I don't read that much, but she's not an author. One of the books that looks familiar. So, but her quote and our thought for today goes as follows. I found it pretty interesting. The question isn't who is going to let me. It's who is going to stop me. I say that every morning. Question is who isn't who going to let. Nobody lets me do this broadcast. It's who's going to stop me. No, I'm just trying to throw that. I found that pretty interesting. The question isn't who's going to let me. It's who is going to stop me. So if you're doing something, it's up to you, pretty much. And then, as we're moving forward, as I always like to say, you're the prime person that decides what you're going to do in your life. So who's going to stop you to do what you want to do? But you got to put the effort in, okay? And the question isn't who is going to let you. Sometimes you got to let yourself do it, okay? It's not worried about the other people say, should I do this? No, you make the decision. It's who's going to stop you once you do get started, though. So I guess it's a play on words there, I think. I've just found it real interesting when I saw that in the queue. I said, the question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. That's a bold statement. It's like, I'm going to do this. You don't have to let me. I'm going to do this. As far as get out there and accomplish something. As far as that goes, that's what it comes down to. Accomplishment. That's what it. So a pretty interesting and good quote there from Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand. A-Y-N. Ayn Rand. Coffee. Coffee's is kicking in. It's good. It's good. It's good. Let's see. Today's National Day. Yesterday was a was it onion ring day. I didn't have onion rings today, but I had some French fries with my dinner last night. Let's see. Today is Friday, hump day, or not hump day. This is thank God it's Friday. The weekend is here once you get done working. As far as that goes, the weekend is here to play. So we're going to do some playing. We're going to be online doing something here in one form or the other. As far as that goes, and as far as because it's going to be a rainy weekend too. Let me check. Is it going to rain this weekend? Let's see. What's the 10-day? And more than likely, I'll probably, if not tomorrow, Sunday, I'll be on Rumble. I like doing the weekend on Rumble. Yeah, we got rain, thunderstorms tomorrow. Thunderstorms. It'll be dried out Sunday morning, but we have rain all next week starting today. We got Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and all going into next weekend. So it's going to be. It's not really heavy storms. It's down below 75 to 80% was the high, but most of it's right below between 50 and 75, or down below at 50%. So, but today is Friday, June 23rd. It is the 174th day of the year. It is the 25th week, and we're 48% through. Did this year just start? We're 48%. We're almost 50% through the year, as far as that goes. And summer officially starting after this past Wednesday, and so we're in the official summer. So let's see, for our national days today, what do we got on the docket here? We got International Women in Engineering Day. That's a good thing. We need a lot more women engineers, I think. We have National Pink Day. It's not my favorite color. Not my favorite color. United Nations Public Service Day. Okay, that's to honor the emergency services, the fire and policemen. That would be good. It's still, I don't know why they still have this breaking news, the World Martini Day giveaway. I wonder if that is that. No, that's not an advertisement. For that, I'm not going to. That one's been popping up for the last couple of days. Is it stuck in the queue here? Let's see. National Talk to Your Dog or Take Your Dog to Work Day. There's such a thing. Take your dog to work. International Widows Days. Condolences to all the widows out there. Ooh, I like this one. National Detroit Style Pizza Day. I think that tops National Pecan Sanders Day. That's a cookie. Pecan Sandies. That's the front runner right now. National Detroit Style Pizza Day. And then we have National Hydrate Day. You got to stay hydrated. I always keep my flask of water here. I drink about 126 ounces of water religiously. I mean, there's sometimes I'm taking 2 of those flasks within an hour just to catch up. I go pee a lot, but hey, I'll go pee an extra couple times to stay healthy, to stay hydrated. We're going to go with National Detroit Style Pizza Day. I like that. Who doesn't like pizza? We had pizza, Monday night, I think we did, yeah. Ooh, that looks good. That's deep dish there. On January 23rd, join the celebration born in the birthplace of the American automobile in Motown, National Detroit Style Pizza Day, recognizing the squares. And that's out Tim Fan's way, Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. That's where Tim is at. He's out there in Michigan out there doing the contracting work this morning. Recognizing the square cut style, first served at Buddy's Pizza in 1946 in the city that almost gave the Mustang, also gave us the Mustang, the Ford Mustang, and the first paved road. They had the first paved roads out in Detroit, and the Detroit style pizza is arguably Detroit's greatest contribution, and it's unique. We've had it, like I think we've had DiGiorno's. It's a deep dish. Deep dish is very good. Here in New York State, the pizza down there in New York City, it's New York style. It's thin crust, cheese over it. That's New York. A big slab of that down there in downtown Manhattan or in Brooklyn. You get a slab of that and you walk down the sidewalk. That's delicious. But Detroit style pizza is good. So it's hashtag Detroit style pizza day. What makes it Detroit style? It starts with the crust, deep and thick and in composition, and yet light and airy. And it is. It's not overfilling as far as it goes. The steel square pans borrowed from the auto industry gave it a unique shape and one of a kind flavor. Authentic Detroit style pizza layer the toppings backwards, meaning they lay the gourmet pepperoni directly on the hand stretched dough. Next comes the generous layer of Wisconsin brick cheese. That's the best cheese in the world, is Wisconsin cheese. So they put the toppings down first, and then they put the cheese over it. Spread it all the way to the edges of the pan. The result is a caramelized cheese. Cheese creates an incredible crispy crust. Finally, racing stripes of tomato sauce finish the top of it. So there we have it. Detroit style pizza. Oh, I'm hungry for that already. Oh my God. That's good stuff. Who doesn't like pizza? Pizza's good food. So let's see. We did have a. What did we talk about yesterday in the podcast? Oh, okay. We talked about the dazzling ancient bronze sword found in Germany, still shining. Can you imagine something being found from over 3,400 years ago, and it still looks like it's almost brand new? That's what they pulled out of the ground over there in Germany. A dazzling ancient bronze sword. It was actually a gravesite of this gentleman, along with another lady and a child. So it might have been a family buried together. I talked about that yesterday during the audio podcast on Spotify, Fireman Rich audio podcast. So it was a real short one, but a good and interesting one as far as that goes. We could, these things that we find from years back, thousands of years back, and you look at them, it's like, how do they make something like that? As far as that goes. So it's just interesting stuff as far as history goes. And speaking of history, let's see what's on the docket for the history. What are we doing? Oh, we're only at 41 minutes. Good news history. Let's see. 136 years ago, the Rocky Mountain Park Act passed by Canada's Parliament, established the Banff National Park, the nation's largest and most famous park. It was modeled on the law that created. It was modeled on the law that created Yellowstone National Park. So it's sort of Canada's Yellowstone National Park, I guess. South of the border, just a few years before. Okay, so this park became in effect right after Yellowstone, back in 1887. Before, there had been a small preserve of 26 square miles that included hot springs. The park was expanded under the law to 260 square miles, which is 670 square meters, and named Rocky Mountain Park. So they got some really nice views there in the pictures. Wow, that's interesting. And let's see, Frederick Douglass back in 1888, a very great American, became the first African American nominated for U.S. president. Wow, back in 1888, Frederick Douglass, he was an advisor to Abraham Lincoln. A very straightforward man and a great American as far as this goes. But he was nominated. That's interesting. Wow. Let's see. What else we got there? Back in 1983, and I remember this, Pope John Paul II. Love the guy. Love the guy. Almost had an opportunity. There was one regret, having lived in Italy, that I never got down to the Vatican. And if I would have gone, probably one of those times I could have. From what my good friend, my old buddy there that went to fire school, him and his wife there, um, he went there, and I guess there's a USO hotel that's just down the road. You step out and you look, there's the Vatican about 2 blocks down the road. You can see the Sixteenth Chapel dome, I guess, or whatever. But Pope John Paul II would meet an audience with military families, as far as that goes, for a couple hours and stuff. So he met, and I know his wife was really ecstatic of that, because her brother is an archbishop up here in Buffalo, New York, or is the archbishop up in Buffalo, New York. Pope John Paul II met back in 1983. Like I said, I remember this, with band union leader Lech Walesa, who actually became the prime minister later on, the founder and leader of the Solidarity Poland's independent trade union movement, and it's actually spurred Poland becoming independent from Russia eventually. So let's see. Who else do we have here? We got it's soccer. I'm not really into the soccer thing here. He was also, who is this? Alan Turing. Wasn't there a movie about him? Yeah, the Imitation Games. The guy who plays Doctor Strange. He played this individual, Alan Turing. And if you never, I wouldn't know if I didn't watch this movie. It's called the Imitation Game, and what that was the developing of the breaking of the German regime's code. But he was never. Alan Turing was never fully recognized in England before he died of poisoning at age 41, because his work was under the Official Secret Act. It was classified. He was probably he was the one that developed the first computer that broke the code the Germans had. He also was prosecuted in 1952 for homosexual acts, which was ridiculous. A criminal offense at the time, which is again ridiculous, and stripped of his secret clearance. But he's the one that if we didn't have this, we wouldn't know what was going on. It would have been really difficult to mitigate World War II. So this guy was a great man, very intelligent. His life was portrayed by Benedict Cumberbatch. I guess that's the actor that played Doctor Strange in the 2014 film The Imitation Game. A great movie, a good historical movie, which earned 8 Oscar nominations. England has officially apologized for its treatment, because the poisoning was he was chemically castrated because of his homosexuality. But England, this is after the fact, so to become politically correct, I don't know, some of the things England does, I guess. England officially apologized for treatment of Turing, who portrait is being unveiled on the new 50. Oh, okay, he's going to be on the 50-pound English note. A very bright man, very very smart, intelligent, very intelligent. And so if you get a chance to watch that movie, it's I don't recommend very many movies, but that one's of a um, historical presidents and stuff like that. Uh, let's see. And we've got AP history for today. Let's see what's on that list. Let's see, the Egyptian leader Nasser elected. Is that the chipmunk or is that the? Oh no, that's the cardinal. Sometimes that chirping could be our resident chipmunk out there alerting on the resident stray cat. Um, Premier Nasser elected president of Egypt on this day. Uh, okay, when is okay? Get the right mouse. Gamal Abdul Nasser was elected president of Egypt back in 1956. He looks like he was a military guy, so who knows if it might have been a coup of some sort. And man, there's nothing on the list here as far as well, it's a little intro. I don't think it'd be interesting, y'all. Let's see. Oh, here we go. 1994, the movie Forrest Gump, starring Tom Hanks as a simple yet kind-hearted soul, and his brushes with greatness. You know, the video that they do with Tom Hanks when he does portray Forrest Gump, meeting with President Kennedy and stuff like that. Hey, geez, good morning. Good morning. Glad to have you here. Good to see you here. And good morning to you, sir. Coming in from Vancouver, Canada. So I'm not really seeing anything. These are for the department. Now, this is something let's see. This is back in 2017, and it's pertaining to veterans and stuff like that. And my kid brother, who was a veteran, and almost a resident of the VA down there in Queens. That's where he passed away a few years back. But he always talk about how the VA was. There's a lot of, I don't say corruption, but the VA is a good place, but it's not at work. Can I put this? It's not really that efficient of a place, he would say. But back in 2017, then President Donald Trump signed a bill making it easier for Department of Veteran Affairs to fire employees, part of a push to overhaul an agency struggling to serve millions of veterans. And that's what it is. Once there was people in the VA that because they were working there, they could not get fired. They could be the totalist screw. My kid brother told me firsthand of some experiences down there in the VA down in Queens as far as that goes, and even then he said they just they'd either move the person or something like that, but it was a government job basically. So Donald Trump, they say he didn't do anything good. No, he allowed. It's just like if you're not doing a good job, you need to be canned. You don't have these guys. And like I said, some of the care, I questioned some of the care that my kid brother got because of some individuals that should have never been working for the VA. So, and the VA is a good place, okay, despite the problems they have as far as that goes. It's still a good place, and it serves the veterans that serve this great country. Here's an interesting. I just see this a squirrel. And let's see. And that's about it. And again, the major news and something that have historical. They're near a historical site, the sinking of the Titanic. There was a debris field that was found, searching for the missing submersible with 5 individuals that more than likely imploded at depth, from what they're saying. It says an underground water vessel was located. They located a debris field near the Titanic in search of the missing submersible. And again, I in the beginning of the broadcast here, Tim Fan says, why it's stupid. Yeah, people have an interest to do that. Why, one of the things I was reading, one of the individuals that passed, he also he took a ride on one of Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin flights. So these got these people. They like to do exciting things and stuff like that, and it's cutting edge and stuff like that. But the even though we're very technically advanced in a manner of speaking to when we were 10, 15 years ago, things can happen, and as far as that goes. So my own personal feelings is, other than going down there, what James Cameron did as far as finding the Titanic, even though I guess when he found the Titanic, supposedly he was doing something else, but found the Titanic, documented it and stuff like that. We should just leave it alone. It's just, I guess, the only shipwreck I've ever really been on, when I had opportunities, I was there. I missed it the first time, but the second and third time going back to Hawaii was visiting. They have a memorial across at the USS Arizona at Pearl Harbor, and you can see, and nobody is allowed to dive in that because it's sacred ground. It's a burial place. And I think the Titanic, even though one of the persons on this submersible was a relative, to visit the gravesite. Double J's, yeah, they haven't found the Malaysian plane yet. The ocean is very vast and on it. Yeah, that's an interesting story too, Double J's. The more and more, the first thing you think is foul play and stuff like that, and it just some of the things I've been watching on it and reading up on it. When it went and then it took a swing back, it flew over the town of the head pilot, and as far as something happened, they almost surmised that he was trying to come back to where he was going to land there, but he was probably overcome by what they call it, oxygen poisoning, because there was no signal or anything like that. First thing you think is foul play, but it's lost. The Indian Ocean is vast. We think the Atlantic and the Pacific. Indian Ocean, it's huge as far as it's definitely a no man's land, basically, when you get out there, south of India and stuff. I think the one place I almost ended up going there once was Diego Garcia, which is way down in the southern portion of the Indian Ocean, south of India. The Brits and the U.S. Use that for a staging place there for the military. So yeah, Malaysia plane air. Yeah, we can't forget that. That's still a big mystery. What happened to it as far as, and they did find some debris from that year. Was it months later or something like that? That related. So it sort of indicated that it did crash into the ocean somewhere, and. But by this time, being down at the bottom ocean, it's just covered over and stuff like that. But it's amazing some of these old wrecks that they do find. They're able to find. So a tragic story there, as far as that goes. And again, as I said in the beginning, we should just wait and see what the experts say. It was their choice, I guess, but I think the choice should be next, to go that far under. I mean, they probably had faith in the equipment, state-of-the-art build of a submersible, but something happened, And you could speculate, like Tim Fan said, somebody probably went, I don't know, but, would I spend $200,000 to go under the ocean like that? Hell no. I'd buy myself a a camper and go up to the lake and throw out a fishing reel or something like that. I'm not going into no water. Um, I don't even think I would get in on a boat. Basically, talked about. Yeah, I might go on a cruise if I. But the missus doesn't want to go on a cruise. We talked about that. She even these big ships that they have. She'd get seasick and stuff like that. So I definitely won't get on an airplane. I don't. That's one of the things we were talking last night about traveling. I forgot to say, I haven't been on an airplane in over 27 years. My last flight that I took on an airplane was coming back from Japan. We flew out of. Did we fly out of? Oh, we flew out of Narita, I believe. Did we fly out of Narita or did we fly out of Yokota? Oh, she's not there. She can't hear me. No, maybe we did fly out of Yokota. No, we flew out of Narita Airport, I believe. I can't remember. I know we flew. We were able to take an earlier flight because we, instead of flying into San Francisco, we flew into Minneapolis, St. Paul, which was a nice airport. And then from there we flew into Newark, where I almost lost the missus and the kids. We had all these bags. Now I've been to an airport once, and it seems like everybody's got these small little travel bags and stuff like that. I said, where's the big luggage? You know, where's all the baggage? Let's see, Double J's. Well, one could be walking on the sidewalk, and someone could fall, and something could fall true on the head and die. That's exactly true, Double J's. It could happen. It could very well happen. We have a used to be a neighbor of ours years back when we first moved here. He's a teacher here at the local high school. We just found out last week he passed away. He's only 57 years old. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's just that this sad. Well, that's what we got to do tomorrow. We're going to tomorrow. We're going to a funeral tomorrow at 11. I'm just thinking of that. Yeah. As far as a good friend, neighbor. I know his father. His father's probably is devastated as far as that goes, but has some issues. You know, you never know. You never know when they're going to call your when you're going to be called, I guess, and stuff. When, as far as time and stuff. So it's just. That's what I was going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow I probably won't be broadcasting in the morning. I'm just thinking that. Yeah, we got that thing. So probably might be doing something afterwards, maybe in the afternoon or something like that. So Tony, if you're listening, I'm going to be a little busy tomorrow. Just thinking of that. Yeah, I got a funeral I have to go at 10 tomorrow, here in the village at the church. As far as that goes, a really good guy. It just shocked us when we heard about this. The missus found it. I guess it was. From the school's thing there. Oh, let's see. Let's go over baseball. I forgot about baseball. I'm just yapping away here and stuff like that. Let's see. Last night, I think the Yankees lost to the Mariners again, and the Mets didn't play. From what I scoped out earlier. Yeah. Mets didn't play. Braves won, that sucks. The only good thing, the Twins beat the Red Sox. And I don't see Toronto. Let's see. One scary thing is brain aneurysms. They are deadly. Could happen to anyone. Exactly. Yeah. It seems like that's the forte now. Aneurysms are more so than heart. Well, there's a number of heart attacks recently here too, for some unknown reason. Let's just leave it at that. But they are deadly. It could happen to anyone. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Mariners beat the Yankees 10-2 last night. I don't see the Mets or Toronto. Geez, you might. I'm going to be talking about. I'll get to this next one here. Let's see. The Yankees going to be. Let's see. Blue Jays are playing the Athletics today. They start a series with. Let's see. They won against the Marlins. When was that? Wednesday. And then last night, they must have been traveling because they're going to be playing. What did I just say? I just saw them here. Where they? Oh, they're going to be playing the Athletics. So they're out in Cal. Oh no, they're playing. They're at home in Toronto. The Athletics are coming up there. Yankees play the Rangers tonight at 7. Blue Jays and Athletics at 7:07. The Mets are on the docket here is playing the Phillies down there in Philadelphia tonight at 7:05. And one of the things, geez, I don't know if you're aware of this. I'm following Canadian football. I was looking for the football game last night when I was channel checking there, but the Toronto Argonauts are going to be my team that I'm rooting for. So they play this Sunday. But last night the Lions won against the Blue Bombers 30-6. Wow. That was last night. Tonight this is week 3 of the Canadian Football League. And then we have the Aleutians playing the Tiger Cats tonight at 7:30 p.m. And then there's a game tomorrow, the Rough Riders and Stampedes. But I'm not gonna. I don't know squat about these teams. I'm just going with the Toronto team because that's close to New York State. So that's, to me, that's the home team for me. And I've seen the Argonauts play before and stuff. They've been to a couple Grey Bowls and stuff. So I know what the Grey Bowl is. Jeeves, and people are saying, what the hell's a Grey Bowl? That's the Canadian version of the Super Bowl. It's a big deal as far as that goes. It's some good football up there. So we have football year round because we're finishing up. Oh, you know what? The playoffs. I forgot to put that tab up. Let me bring that tab up. I always forget one thing. Let's see. This is the USFL. We got playoffs going on this weekend. I forgot about that. USFL. Let's bring that up. Let's see. It is the playoffs. No, I don't want that. Let's see. Okay, this is Fox Sports always has a good. They got a good page. So let's see scores. We went to scores. It is the playoffs, so we're gonna have it's playoff weekend. What the hell? I want the USFL scores. Okay, I got to get it over on this side. Okay. Let's see. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock on NBC, you're going to have the Michigan Panthers play against the Pittsburgh Maulers. I think Pittsburgh's favored. And then Sunday, you're going to have this is going to be the game. I think one of these teams is going to be the champion. It's going to be the New Orleans Breakers and the Birmingham Stallions at 7 p.m. on Fox. And then the championships is next Saturday, as far as that goes. So the championship will be next Saturday on NBC at 8 p.m. So, and then you think football's over with? No, we got the Canadian football. Canadian football is going. So, and I'm going to be keeping tabs right now. The standings, the Argonauts, they're leading the division, the Eastern Division, with the Aleutians right behind. And the Western Division, you got the Lions. They're 3-0. Okay, so and the Blue Bombers, they were undefeated at 2-0, but they lost, so they're 2-1, so they're second. So the Lions in the Western Division, I'm just going by the box scores. They might be a good team because they're undefeated. Because the other teams are 1-1, 1-1, and then 0-2. The Elks, it doesn't look like they're a good team. The Tiger Cats and the Elks are the two weak teams in the Canadian Football League right now, according to the standings, from what I see on the standings and stuff. So there we have. We're continuing with football, which will take this. Let's see, it's 16 weeks for the NFL. For the CFFL, Canadian Football League, 21 weeks. Wow. Oh no, we're up to 18 weeks, I think, in the NFL as far as that goes. 18 weeks, 17 or 18 weeks thereabouts. But it started this past couple weeks ago, June 9th, 2 weeks ago, and it goes until October. So June into July, July into August, August, September into October. So 4 months. Let's see. American football starts in September, October, November, December, January, February. Almost, it's like 6 months. We've got the less weeks, but we got the. But they're playing every week in the Canadian Football League, so we're going to keep tabs of that. That's good. Let's see. I got to remember that. I got to remember that. I forgot about that. We'll talk about that. I talked about that with the missus about the funeral tomorrow and stuff like that. We definitely got to go to that. As far as they had I think the viewings tonight, but we're not going to go to that. We're going to go to the funeral tomorrow at 11 o'clock. As far as that goes, so I think that's the best thing, and then pay our last respects to a really good guy, Tied too young, 57 years old he was. Good teacher too, and as far as that goes, he was still teaching. It's just a shame. But let's see what else is going on. That's it, I guess. So we're at an hour and 8 minutes. Wow. I think I wasn't got enough. It's good to just be able to come up here in the morning and stuff like that, even though I should be sleeping in as far as that goes. But that's my choice as far as that goes. I guess just gotta make sure what double J's. I gotta make sure there's nothing above me that hits me in the head and kills me. I guess I shouldn't say that's joking, but things happen. Things happen in this world, and you scratch your head. It's like, what the fuck, It's like, what? Why is that? It just, that's just the world we live in, I guess, and stuff like that. We have to cherish the time that we have alive, and stuff like that. So I'm very thankful that I'm here, as far as with you all this morning, and I appreciate those in the chat. As far as recognizing them, as far as that goes, it's all part of the process, and that's what we were talking about last night on Ted's broadcast, which again was a real treat. As far as I actually made a late night broadcast. Usually I like sitting in the chat and stuff like that, but when Ted extended the invitation, it's like with Tony, it's hard to resist as far as that goes. It's just like, and plus everybody was asleep in the house, so I had to keep it quiet. So I got to get my follow-up critique to see if I was too loud last night. I don't think she didn't say anything, so I think I was okay as far as that goes. And that's the one big thing that broadcasting at night. We're up early, but we go to bed early as far as that goes here in the southern tier of upstate New York and stuff. And I stayed up late. I didn't even have a nap. I'm looking towards the nap this afternoon, I guess. So, all right, folks, that's about it for now. We're going to go ahead and exit stage left here and get our day started. And you guys get your day started, or else end your day. I know Double J's over there in Mumbai, India. He's late in the afternoon there, as far as that goes. And what's the time over there right now? 4:10. So you're just getting ready for dinner over there, as far as that. You're getting ready to have some dinner. So a worldwide participation here on this morning coffee broadcast, and I think that's unique. I really do. I really like that. All right, folks, I want to say thank you to those in the chat. As far as that goes, I want to say thank you, Tim Fan out there in Michigan. Thank you for being here, Tim. Tony D coming in from the job site down there in Warner Robins, Georgia. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Double J's, coming in all the way from Mumbai, India. Greatly appreciated. Mr. Twix, geez, my good friend from the Blab days. God, go back a ways. He's my Canadian friend. It's out there in Vancouver, Connecticut, or I want to say Connecticut, geez, Vancouver, Canada. Say good to have you here, geez, as always. And Tony coming in with a bazanga. Yes, have a bazanga day, which basically means have a great day today. Don't just have a good day. Have a great day. And we'll be seeing you sometime during this weekend. Tony's going to be free. I'm going to be free. The only thing, Tony, I got the funeral tomorrow, so I'm going to be tied up in the morning and stuff. So I might get guest stars popping tomorrow afternoon or something like that. So we'll see what happens. We'll have an afternoon beer session there. That sounds like something to me. All right, folks, this is Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich here on the Twitch, wishing you all well. And, yep, not a problem here too, my friend. And I wish you all well, wherever you may be on this big blue marble. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks. Thanks again, guys, in the chat. Really appreciate it. Take care, folks.